Mabuhay po sa lahat. Hope everyone is doing great while you're watching the conference today. And yeah, hopefully you'll get something from the session, Unlocking Intelligent Enterprise with SAP Business One version HANA, because I do understand that some of you here um, gumagamit na ng SAP Business One, and some are also not yet using B1. Maybe they are using other software. So hopefully the topic and the session today might help you understand better, because I'll be sharing some backgrounds on what the product is, what the product can do, and how can it help your business grow. Considering we are the type of work environment we have right now is working anywhere, anytime. Mao, just to check, you are seeing my slides, right?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, ayun.
Yes.
So again, I'm JR Barte. I'm from SAP. I'm the solution expert. So aside from the one mentioned by Mao that I'm handling Singapore, ANC, Philippines, I'm also covering Vietnam, Cambodia, and other Southeast Asian countries. Southeast Asian uh, other countries. And yeah, by the way, I'd like to call also, I'd like to mention also my teammates who are also joining us today, Kenneth and Eddie. Thank you for joining us. And for just to give you a quick background of SAP Business One. So somehow medyo kaedad lang ni Mao yung produkto. It's been in the market and it's been used globally for almost 26 years. But this
Ang
B1
bait mo
HANA
naman.
but the B1 HANA version, okay, if you've heard of that, is been in the market for almost 11 years, so more than a decade already. And if you've heard some of your friends or some of your colleagues or maybe your organization is trying to evaluate SAP Business One, they might think of why choose HANA? Why choose B1 version HANA? So on the next slides, and hopefully with if things go well with the internet, I can present to you the solution itself so that you'll have a clear understanding of what the solution or what how the product can help you. Okay, and to also give you a clear background of the ERPs in the market, I mean on the SAP portfolio, yes, you may have a mindset now when you heard of HANA, it speaks of it's only for big businesses, it's only for large companies. It's not applicable to us SMEs. But as you've seen in the slides, we have three different ERPs positioned in the different segments or different markets, which, as you can see in the large enterprise, you see the L is here. Yes, we do have the product we called SAP S4HANA, which part also of the product positioning of SAP, we have the on-premise and we have also the version for cloud. So just to highlight that SAP Business One, we position the product we position this ERP for small and medium-sized businesses, even for mid-sized businesses. But there are those, later I'll share the numbers. There are even those big companies who are using SAP Business One. And for companies who are evaluating B1, especially they wanted to onboard using the solution. Right now, most of these companies, and I would say almost all of the companies, are actually running on version HANA. Then later, you will understand why these companies are choosing the solution, or why these companies are choosing the version HANA. And yes, if you have also seen as one of the product portfolios of VSTSES, they have this Hugo Cloud, which is available for you guys if you want to do upgrade of your B1 SQL, and or if you later on get the solution for that is purely available for cloud. Yes, and VSTCS has that solution already in place. So just in case if you have questions further, yes, you may contact the team here. And you may have a question on JR. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng HANA? What does it stands for? So if you've seen this slide, HANA stands for High Speed Analytical Appliance. From the name itself, okay, the solution that this product version is giving is in terms of the analytics that is already built in the solution. and also in terms of speed that gives us more efficiency in terms of running the business. So when I talk about analytics, because if you're running on B1 version SQL, so I'm mentioning two products already. The B1 version on SQL, yes, B1 from the start has been running on B1 version SQL, but as mentioned, 11 years ago, the B1 version HANA has been introduced. So part of the solution or part of the standard function out of the box function, you can run the solution already with analytics inside. Okay, that would mean there are pre-configured KPIs, dashboards, and even you can build your own analytics inside the solution without getting third-party solutions to run your analytics. Because right now, I mean, as business, as an accounting manager, as a logistics manager, or as a warehouse manager, even as an owner, analytics dashboards are keys to running the business. And if you can see globally, from the time B1 started, there are more than 70,000 customers already. So in terms of the question, JR, proven ba tong produkto? Uh, can I trust the product to run my business? Well, I would say there's no doubt that in the global market, with the many countries we're running, there are a lot of customer references already, how B1 helped their business grow more than what they have forecasted or what they have envisioned. And if you can see, there are VSTSES is one of these 850 value-added resellers worldwide. So they are our trusted partners also in terms of running or implementing SAP Business One. And yes, as you can see here, B1, though we are positioning them in the SME market, but there are those large organizations who are using SAP Business One for their organization. It's because of the requirement and maybe complexity of what they need, that they may not need the bigger version of SAP. And along the way, when you get to discuss your requirements further to the team, especially to VSTSES, then we will be telling you if the solution would be fitting as to your requirements and considering also your long-term plans. And hopefully your organization, if not yet using B1, then it's time to you know how understand or get insights how these product can help you. And as mentioned, in terms of those customers who are getting the software, and even those who are running the software, they are already getting the latest version, which is the B1 version HANA. Okay. So for those who are new or may too technical about the word ERP, that stands for an enterprise resource planning. Okay, that would mean this solution gives you, or this is where you run your financial statements, especially in terms of the BIR reporting, in terms of your aging reports, or all related to financials. This is the solution, or this is the product that can help you work with ease, because we understand that if we are running, if our operations are big, if we have a lot of employees, if we do have a lot of volume of transactions, and then we are running through Excels, that would mean when a manager or the business owner would ask for a report, we normally get to combine different Excel reports, and that's a pain in the ass, I would say, and it would take some time for us, especially for, let's say, an accounting supervisor or an AP clerk to get you that report, and that would mean prone to errors, would mean prone to human errors that would make an impact in terms of our decision making. And this solution, this ERP, would help you run that, automate your business processes. And to give you a bigger picture and overview of what the solution has, as you can see in the slide, the solution from the start in terms of the procure to pay process, like from purchasing, from start of requisition, businesses, it's part of our flow. It's part of our daily tasks that we create. Maybe your term there is material request, or maybe a purchase request, or a material requisition slip. So from the point of transaction down to it's being canvassed, it's being awarded, it's being PO'd or purchased, or we give a commitment to the supplier that we will be buying these items in terms of the price considerations or price agreements with the suppliers, we can put that one in place with SAP Business One. Also, in terms of the sales and service, that would be from quotation given to the customers down to booking that one, reserving that one, moving that one to the production side. We will assemble those orders in terms of, you know, delivering those items, billing those items, and collecting those receivables. That one can be put in place in SAP Business One. So aside from the sales and purchasing side, you get to have the project and resource management, where you get to, you know, if you are building your fixed assets, let's say creating a building that you'd like to capitalize that one, monitor all expenses related to that asset, then the project and resource management will help you. In terms of the production and MRP, we would say, as what I've mentioned, in terms of the assembling of components, in terms of running the different machines, and looking as to somehow capacity of those machines, and then producing from the raw materials down to the finished product. Business One has that function for you to get automated with your business processes. Business One is very strong in terms of inventory and distribution as to the supply chain. That would mean if you have your barcodes, your QR codes, if you have big warehouses, you'd like to monitor your bin management, your aisles, and even if you'd like to but if in case you have your third party solutions, like you have your warehouse management already, and you'd like to integrate that one with Business One, then part of the inventory and distribution, the solution can actually help you that out. And as to price list, this is critical for those companies who are monitoring different price lists, monitoring different warehouses that for a specific area, for a specific warehouse, or for a specific branch, or even for a specific customer. You'd like to have that specific price in place in the system, so that when a specific customer or a specific agent would check on their phones as to, you know, creating orders or check the availability of the stocks, then this solution is really good for you. This will help you out. And as mentioned, the layman's for ERP, for the enterprise resource planning for SMEs, is that would mean this is a solution, one solution where you can generate financial statements, the balance sheet, the profit and loss per branch, or the profit and loss per segment or per cost center. Let's say your specific sales unit will be a dimension in your organization as part of your analysis. Then SAP Business One is a good fit for you. And this is where VSTSES and SAP will be helping you out, automating your business processes. And aside from the core of these functionalities, one thing I like SAP Business One, by the way, is that when you get one license of the solution, all of these functions are already there. These core functions are already there. It's not being sold, or you don't need to buy the solution per module or a la carte. Okay, so getting a license or two, or even 5, or even 100, or even 1,000 license, these solutions are available. It's up to you that on the first phase, maybe you only have one company, you will get to implement for few modules, but as time goes by, maybe part of your plan, or as a business decision maker, 2-3 years from now, you get to implement or have different businesses with other type of industry, and you need these modules to be available in that business. Then you just need to take this one, that this will be part of your organization. And yes, that's one of the things that I really like about SAP Business One. Then aside from the core, talking about intelligent enterprise, this is where the analytics, the mobile technology, there's a built-in already solutions for the app. You can download that one in the App Store or Google Play. Then you can play around this demo environment. And yes, if you have integrated this one later on, or activated this one when you implement SAP Business One, this is where you get to see already your warehouse, your inventories in different warehouses. You get to see visibility as to how much this customer owes us, how much is our payable for this specific supplier, how much deliveries have been made to the specific customer. So anywhere, anytime, you get to have visibility of your business, even using your mobile. Okay, and through the Internet of Things, yes, the AI stuff, as this discussed in the first speaker, you get to, if you are a customer who is very savvy in terms of technology and you have your third party solutions or in place solutions already, or you want to build your own solutions, then from there you can actually, integrate the these solutions, third-party solutions in your in SAP Business One. And I'll be sharing also some machine learning capability inside SAP Business One that you, as mentioned, you don't need to buy this, but it's already available when you get the solution. Again, one of the things that we have when you open the solution or you can activate from the solution is the CEO dashboard. So this is also true if you're a CFO. So we can create a role center dashboard and just create templates from the pre-built functions or from the pre-built KPIs and dashboards in the solution. And yes, if you are also an accounting manager or if you are an IT manager, keys to some who would like to have an understanding on key areas of the organization that's being available or the data is available in the system, then you can play around, open this one from your mobile or open this one from the web browser. So you don't need to install the solution. You just have this web browser, web client available for you so that you can open the solution. You can open SAP Business One anytime and anywhere you like. Okay. So this gives us from the name itself, advanced dashboard. This gives us a clear picture of, as a sample here, the best-selling items, how much is our sales revenue, how much is our open AR invoices, because from here I get to decide, I get to take actions. What will be the next steps for us? Example, these are receivables. Should I get control in terms of booking that without PDCs? No booking from the customer? Should I make sure that I get to call the attention of my credit and collection team to make sure that ARs are being collected on time and on schedule? Okay. Another example is a visibility of a 360 customer degrees, where for this specific customer, as a sample, this is Maxitech. This is the performance, or this is my total sales for this customer. So this is a top sales customer. I need to protect this customer. I need to make some, programs or initiatives for this customer. This is my gross profit based on the cost of purchase or cost of goods produced, and system would calculate, give you an understanding that, hey, this is for this specific customer, from the billings or from the deliveries that we've made, this is our year-to-date gross profit. And aside from that, we could also see that if we have delays on the deliveries, if we have need to take action in terms of, again, as to the collection and what are the top selling items for these customers, you can have that visibility in SAP Business One. As Maid mentioned, also you can design. This is a pervasive analytics that I also like about Business One, where if if in case there are hundreds of available pre-configured KPIs and dashboards in SAP Business One, but if in case you need more and the standard functions are not available, then you can make use of this function where you just need to drag and drop these fields here, and voila, in just few seconds, you get to have this KPI that you need for your organization. And yes, if you are a manager there that you need analysis, because if you focus on data entries, if you focus on clerical error, on administrative tasks, that would eat up a lot of your time, which should be our focus as managers or decision makers should be on decision making, because these are the values in terms of creating forecasts, creating action items for the organization. So this is where the intelligent enterprise comes in on the version HANA of B1 that helps us as a business to make our operations work smoothly, automated, and anywhere, anytime we can run the business. And part of it, everyone loves Excel, kahit hindi, especially accounting people, and even logistics people or warehouse people do Excel for their inventories. Yes, what we can do is have a templated Microsoft Excel formulas and save it in SAP Business One, so that from here itself, there's this Excel interactive analysis where you can just automatically run the reports. The report will then be available, and then yes, if you'd like to play around from the Excel itself, so there's an Excel add-in that you need to activate. And yes, this is available in the version HANA that you can make use leverage to help your business operations. And one of the machine learnings available in SAP Business One is the sales recommendation. This is really very powerful. When calling a specific customer, the system would right then and there tell you, these are the recommended items for this customer, because maybe these are the usual items that being purchased by the customer, or these are the fast moving items for this customer. And simply when this recommendation is available, when an agent calls the customer, ma'am, how are you? um I understand that it's been a week already that you haven't ordered. Would you like to order this 18 office print 1136 and 140? Would you like to place 10 items for each? So proactively, the agent or the business would then, give you a recommendation that these items are high likely to be purchased by the customer. And aside from the recommendation, it gives us a good customer service because we're being proactive with the customer in terms of our customer approach. And cash flow forecast for all accountants here, for all business owners here, this one is very critical in running our company. And what what benefit or what value is giving us is that in just a click, you get to see the movement of your cash flow. The incoming would tell you papasok na pera, inflows. The outgoing would tell us palabas na pera. So you get to be prepared when we have capex or when we have opex or recurring transactions that we are paying every month, and we get to decide early what to do. Should we collect in advance? Should we sell more? What strategies should we put in place? And yes, apologies for those who are using B1 SQL. This one is not available in your version. This is only available in version HANA, because again, because of the platform, because of the HANA version, which is running on Linux or OS, which is also, when we talk about HANA, we talk about an in-memory database. So this is where the machine learnings, the AI stuff, new functionalities that are being created or developed by SAP are mostly being in place. Okay. And yeah, hopefully if you'd like to know more about, because there is this configuration available, you can play around on criteria that you'd like to be included in your forecast. Should you include in your analysis those booked orders? Should I include those booked but not yet delivered, or only those delivered, or only those billed? Or maybe should I include only those collected, or maybe included those monthly expenses? So you have that flexibility in terms of analyzing further your cash flow. And this is one of really an awesome function for SAP Business One. And maybe if you're running on B1 version HANA, by the way, this one is available on the latest version. Okay, and this one is an intelligent for an enterprise search. Okay, this is very powerful, works like Google search, because I understand that if you are an accountant, if you are an IT or maybe a warehouse clerk, and you'd like to search for a specific transaction, you normally find what? Mga papel, all those papers, and it would eat a lot of your time if you, especially on the audit period. But this one, the enterprise search, as mentioned, works like Google search. If you just type a specific word, all of those data inside the system will be scanned and will be presented to you. So if example, you say full payment, maybe that's for credit card, that's for a specific invoice, then what happens is that all those transactions with full payment will be presented to you, and it's easy for you to just figure out that what I'm looking for is this specific transaction. And yes, if you'd like to know more about this functionality in B1, feel free. Elena is here also, our product manager from VSTSES team, who would appreciate or help you out if in case you have a further question. And there's this chat box, by the way, so please feel free to put your questions there. This one is intelligent forecast for those companies who are very, very heavy in inventory, maybe retail and distribution. So what the system performs with the algorithms and with the machine learning in place inside B1, the system will tell you with this graphical presentation that based on history, for this specific item or this specific group of items, ito yung historical data niya. And based on this historical data, maybe based on sales order or delivery, for the coming months or for the coming days, these are the expected forecast of these items. So if you're a warehouse manager or if you are a decision maker in terms of purchasing those items, you get to have visibility. You get to have an idea that by this date, 5 days, because of lead times consideration, I need to have those items in place in my warehouse. Or should I consider buying them in advance so that when this high peak season, I could get to, not lost opportunity in terms of serving our customers. And yes, this is really very powerful. And once this one is generated, you can export this one to Excel or make it as part of your materials resource planning in B1. And as mentioned again, if you are getting SAP Business One version HANA, you don't need to buy this stuff. You don't need to buy this function. This is already available. It's just up to you if you wanted to use this or not. And as mentioned, yes, B1 Mobile in terms of the sales function is available for version HANA, a specific sales mobile where agents or maybe sales executives and account managers could get to have visibility on their respective customers, either in terms of quotations, in terms of pricing, and this one is real time being posted or created at the back end with SAP Business One. Because at the end of the day, or maybe anytime, the decision makers will get to run financial statements and all those data either being posted in mobile or being posted through web in the B1 application. The decision makers will have the real-time information also in terms of the dashboards and the financial statements. And this is where the beauty of B1 comes in. And this is a web client function. This may be a new term. So I'm telling you a lot of different ways to open SAP Business One. You can have it installed in your workstation, but since most of us are working from home, then this web client or then the web browser can be very helpful to you guys. What you just need to have, if in case it's being activated and being implemented by the team or your organization, you just need to have the URL, which is of course secured, to open SAP Business One. And of course, this one comes with security. Business One comes with a lot of controls. That's why a lot of customers, a lot of decision makers are going into or getting the solution. And what the thing here is that when you get to use web client, the available analytics you can drag job, it comes with a new feel of how you use SAP Business One. It comes with tiles, and this one is really actually very beautiful. And yes, SAP development in terms of its roadmap is investing a lot on web client because we understand that the new way of doing business right now is also working from home. And this functionality is, again, you don't need to buy this. It's already available. It's just a matter of activating this one. If you're also using B1 SQL, by the way, this one is also available, but the analytics part, it's only available for version HANA. And those are just some of the stuff or some of the functions that you can get from SAP Business One. And by the way, if you run with VSTS Go Cloud, their Go Cloud, the B1 Cloud version, those functions are also available. And again, it's just up to you if you want to use it. But of course, I'm recommending, since you're paying or investing with SAP Business One, make sure to use it because it will help your business. And for these other stuff, you may just want to hear or understand more of them, or if you want to go deeper with those functions that I've made mention that can help your business, feel free to chat in the back so that you could, or contact VSTS team so that we could make a schedule with you and then help you out on your understanding on SAP Business One. Okay. And my next is, I'll share to you quickly on SAP Business One version HANA. Mau, all good? You can still see my screen? Just checking?
Yep, yes.
Ayan. So
Go ahead.
what I'm sharing here, so this is my application. I'm running through RDP because I'll be presenting a lot, some of the major functions of B1. So if you get to click done, run that with the admin, you just need to use your user ID and password. So that would mean, you already know my password that comes with the 6 asterisks, right? And user ID, I'm using the manager. So I'm having all the functions here. When I open B1 Viola, all the dashboards and KPIs that I decided to have it in place in my Launchpad or in my cockpit are being made available. And one thing I'd like to highlight, when opening B1, you've seen this one, right? When I open B1, there are different companies that you can implement. That would mean B1 is running with multi-companies. Okay, so you can implement one organization signs up or get invested for B1, but the affiliates or maybe the other organizations or sister companies would like to also use B1. Then you can have one server, different companies in place in one SAP Business One license. Okay, so meaning each company also can run different financial statements because we understand that it's very critical in terms of BIR reporting. And yes, VSTS team has that BIR compliant module for you to run your withholding taxes, your different file formats being submitted to BIR. Okay, so going back to this dashboard, simply because if you are running on a solution with less flexibility as to running the application, that would give you a lot of headache in terms of you growing your business. So what I wanted to highlight here is this: there is this pencil icon, that you could make use to just configure your solution, your Launchpad or cockpit. So simply, these are pre-configured KPIs, dashboards, and there are a lot of here that you could check or make use of. And simply, you can just click tick, if you want to make this part of your dashboard, and save this one. I guess I need to hide my face there. Then update your cockpit, and it will already be made available in your cockpit or dashboard. Okay, so other than KPIs, other than dashboards, other than this frequently used items, my recent updates, and even your common functions, the usual documents or transactions that you are transacting in your ERP, in your SAP Business One, you can have that one put in place in the system by just simply, let's say if you're mostly doing payments, dito tayo sa incoming kasi papasok na pera. Okay, pampabuenas. So you can just simply drag the icon here, and you don't need to run through with the modules here or click here, and then in your common functions, the incoming is already made available. Okay, and aside from this one, as mentioned, okay, there is this function. I'd like to hide the upper part because it's being, this one. There is this pervasive analytics. Okay, let me just somehow adjust my screen. Okay, this is where I'm telling you that you can create your new KPI, new dashboard, new advanced dashboard. Okay, so during implementation also, your team or your organization will be trained by VSTS team how to make or how to create this new KPI and new dashboard, so that when you have created, those items can be made available in your Launchpad or in your cockpit. Okay, so simply, hindi kailangan, because the normal approach, because also somehow when I encountered some businesses before automation, when a business manager or unit manager or department manager or even a business owner would like to request for a specific report, a specific KPI, what we normally do is we get to have a lot of Excels, consolidate them, and it would take a lot of overtime for us to complete that data. And when the data is being presented to us as managers or to business owners, there's this question: tama ba? Are all this data correct? Are all this data reliable? What are the supporting documents or references of these documents? So just in case, when you have the solution in place, what happens is that you'll get to have that insight directly from the system. And if you get to click drill down from this function, you get to have references. So that would give you 100% clearance or clarity that your data being analyzed are being encoded and are all accurate inside SAP Business One. Okay, so this is also the cash flow forecast that I'm sharing. So yeah. And even the references of the cash flow forecast here, these are the transactions available. As mentioned, the cash flow is flexible as for you to consider opening balance, incoming or outgoing, or just in case you have the certainty level, considering the type of documents and even journal vouchers or maybe draft documents. And this one, the dashboards, the view also will automatically be updated based on the configuration that you have set in this cash flow forecast. And yes, again, this one is available in version HANA. And I don't know, as far as I know, lahat ng businesses needs to have a cash flow forecast. And this one, especially for those accounting people, accounting managers that are being asked to produce this one, will help will give you a lot of help, no, in terms of your in terms of running your business. And so much for that. Let me just run on some items. Um, Incoming payment, let's say the forecast here. Okay, let me just run through the intelligent forecast. So this is where the machine learning is being put in place in B1. I'll run through, let's say, a specific item group, because if I'll run a lot of these, it would entail a lot of um, uh, items. Okay, then I'll run through the forecast. Then the system would give me a clear picture that, hey, do I need to purchase items based on the historical record? So I'm running. So for these two items in terms of server, there's no need for me to purchase in advance. So maybe the type of approach or type of strategy we're talking or we're dealing or we can make in terms of the servers is through order basis, not buying them in advance. And aside from that, let me just share. Well, for those who haven't seen SAP Business One, so this is the cockpit. These are the modules available. So a lot of them, again, kahit isang lisensya, only one or two licenses, you're buying from SAP or from VSTS's team, all of these are available. Again, it's just up to you if in case you wanted to, have this one available in your solution. No, JR, for now, I don't need the MRP. I don't need the production. I don't need these modules. So simply just click to have update. You don't need a developer to hide those functions, because that's one of the real problems or pains when dealing with softwares. If you get, especially on web softwares, if you get to, you know, um, adjust, create fields, or personalize your application, it would entail a developer for you to do that. But for basic functions, hiding fields, adding fields, personalizing your cockpit, that would mean you as a user, if you are authorized, of course, you can perform such stuff. Okay. And let me just share another sample, maybe the sales order. Let's see the sales order. Okay. This sales order, as mentioned to you, there is this machine learning capability of B1 where if you get to process a sales order, and what I'm doing is actually I'm calling MaxTech as a customer, okay? And then system would get to recommend these items already. So when you have to proactively call, or when you're calling a customer and would like to sell, because as part of the strategy of the organization in terms of cash flow, we need to pay such amount at this certain date and time, and we need to raise funds. So proactively, we're calling our customers, and this sales recommendation is of very big help to you guys. And simply by clicking at that specific item will be made available in your item row. Okay, and even if you add all those items here in your sales order document. Okay, and the drill down button will be made available, or a very good function also of B1. This is also available in SQL, where you could, make or check your transactions, or check the history of this customer, Maxitech. So this customer owes us, or we have an AR 152,745. And if you'd like to know those specific transactions, so these are the transactions of that specific customer. And in just a matter of few seconds or few clicks, as a decision maker, as a business owner, or maybe as a requester, as an employee, you get to have visibility of your transactions in the system. Okay. And yes, if you'd like to know more of these functions, please feel free to chat in the box or message our team, message Elena or VSTS team, if in case you'd like to know more or maybe have a demo of this solution. Okay. And I guess I need to have, do we have questions?
So far, there's none, but go ahead, JR.
Okay. So maybe I'll just share my screen just to give you a summary. As much as I'd like to present all of those functions, it would take us a lot of time really. So that's why I'm just giving you a glimpse or a taste of how SAP Business One can help you. And hopefully you get interested in some functions, how it can help you. Then a demo or a further discussion would be of very help to you, because there may be functions that are not maybe of need, or maybe you have this specific or unique processes that you'd like to consult with our team for you to better understand if the solution fits your organization. So why does this 70,000 customers are using SAP Business One version HANA? Okay, because of these key items. Firstly, in terms of agility or in terms of flexibility on the information that you'll be needing, like working on mobile, working anywhere, anytime. Um, you can have that one in terms of integrating the solution to, maybe you have third-party AIs or third-party applications you wanted to build, or maybe VSTSES has the solution that you wanted to have that in place, then agility of the B1 HANA is there. In terms of insight, that is where the analytical part comes in. The analytics, which is really very powerful, that you don't need to buy a third-party solution. Getting version B1, version HANA, this ERP is too powerful, and this ERP gives you an insight in terms of running your business, or maybe in terms of running your department. In terms of efficiency and value, this solution is positioned for SME. So definitely the price of this solution is way beyond the solution or ERP suite position for large enterprises. And if you want to know how much would it cost you or how much investment you would like to know, then Elena and the team here would be happy to assist you. And as a start, I would say you don't need, if you have 500 or maybe 1,000 or maybe 200 employees, you don't need to get all of those licenses in place. Maybe you can start with a few, maybe 2, 3, or 5, and then as your business, or we automate more of the departments, as we automate more of your affiliates, then we get to choose only start with few users or few licenses. And if you want to have peace of mind in terms of your IT infrastructure, in terms of your hardware, in terms of the on-premise setup, then the VSTSCS Go Cloud is available for you, which you can have on an OpEx type of an OpEx approach, not a CapEx, because you will not buying servers anymore. Then the team will be happy to assist you. And hopefully the session is helpful for you today. And I was able to share some insights with you guys. And Mal, thank you so much. And I'll turn over back the floor to you. And yes, if there are questions, I'll be happy to answer them.